started living in care when I was 2. Bounced around from home to home, about 12 homes in 4 or 5 years. When I was 9, I got into a family and I lived with them for about 4 or 5 years, and then went into care with carers and did boarding at my school for a year, and then lived with my grandmother for a year, and now I'm living in care again.
At the moment I'm doing Year 12 equivalent, doing BCAL and also doing a TAFE course. I'm in my 2nd year of community services. I've been in care for almost 5 years, since I was 13. Me and my sisters and a few of my cousins were living with my nan, and Nan got sick. So me and my sisters went into foster placement and my cousins went to live with their mum. Care experience has been alright, normal ups and downs, but getting there.
Participation means to me like working together and as a group and no hassles with each other and just working together to do things.
Participation is getting involved and taking opportunities that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Doing stuff that involves meeting new people and learning new things is a good way to participate in stuff.
Me and my sisters do heaps of stuff. Every week my sisters go swimming. They're both doing junior development squads at the moment. Every Friday night I go to Planet Boom, which is a youth ministry run through my church called Planet Shakers in the city. Every holidays, YMCA run camps and I'm involved in them. As a family, me and my foster family and my sisters go to Port Arlington for 3 weeks and stay in a caravan. Every month I get access with my family where like all my cousins and my aunties come together and we just like normally have a barbecue and just chill. NAIDOC week is run in June, July holidays and my carers normally take us down to them. So like a NAIDOC Christmas party and flag raising. The past few years I've been involved in that.
I played soccer for a few years and cricket for 4 or 5 years, tennis, a bit of rugby. Yeah, I've done a few things to just get involved in activities, participate with people and meet new friends.
I actually have a pretty good relationship with foster carers. Most of the time I make pretty good decisions. We speak about whether it's a good choice, the things decisions I've made. My carers aren't Indigenous, but they're completely supportive of like our culture and they take us to like NAIDOC week or stuff like that.
Participation is important because it boosts your confidence and your self-esteem, and you meet new people and you get to do things that you most likely wouldn't do on your own.
Participation in care, or the young person's opinion in care, is important because they should have a say where they're going or what they're doing with their lives instead of having workers or other people in their lives make the decisions for them.
Last year I went on a school camp and I really wanted to do that because it was kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do a ski trip and work on a farm for a week. I had to get the funding to pay for my flights and that to get there and my clothing, and my caseworker helped me. He was really pushing for it. When I first saw the snow, I just felt this sense of amazement because it was just really beautiful and surreal, I guess. But the worst part was the cold. It's really cold.
My 8-year-old sister has ambitions to be in the Olympics by the time she's 16. She's been swimming since she was 4 and pretty much every year she's been at the top of her class. If she puts her head to it, that she pretty much has been doing, she'll get there, and I support her the whole way.
It was important to me because I'd always wanted to go to the snow and see the snow and just be in it. Probably the best experience I've had.
I guess if the carers didn't listen to what the kids had to say, the kids would think that no one cares and they'd build barriers and not let anyone else in. I enjoy going to school, but in my area there was a few Indigenous kids that don't go to school, and normally they get themselves into trouble with the police or they get involved with drugs and alcohol and pretty much send their life down track instead of going to school and getting an education to get somewhere in life.
They kind of get withdrawn and put a shell around themselves and don't open up to anyone and don't really talk to anyone about it because they don't have that opportunity to do things and open up.
It's important for caseworkers to build relationships with kids by first starting with like taking them out and like getting to know them better, then getting into the serious stuff, so like their decision making and stuff like that.
I had a caseworker a few years ago and I got along really well with him because he kind of was the older brother to me. He was quite tough on me when it came to doing the wrong thing, but in that sense he could also be understanding as to the reason why I might do something wrong, which I found was good to have in that relationship.
I guess me and my sisters had a positive experience in care because from day one our carers were supportive of our culture and stuff like that. When I first came into care, my nan was sick, and there was one worker with Mountain Foster Care who on my nan's last night took me out to the hospital where my nan was so I could say goodbye. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning and she come and picked me up and drove me all the way in. Knowing nan was going to pass away, she gave me her out of work number and she said if anything comes up just call me and I'll come and get you. It meant a lot because I got to say goodbye to my nan.
With ASIAS, the one thing they can do is do more things for the clients and like help them out more, and instead of just like shoving them out there and telling them to go do it themselves, give them more help on things that they need to do, like job searching, getting a license if you're old enough, helping them out with getting to school and stuff like that.
A lot of Aboriginal kids in care don't get put with Aboriginal carers, so the carers don't really know much about culture and some don't really like to participate. A lot of them come along to accesses and stuff like that and got to know my family members instead of like just sitting back and watching and observing what we were doing. Instead they got involved in conversation and let my mum or my auntie know what's going on and things I've been doing. So maybe if they had like better understanding, and instead of like just throwing a worker into the mix, get the worker to get to know the child better.
Just to try and get that relationship working and be there for the client, because you do get quite sad after a while if you just being passed on and you eventually just feel like there's no one there for you and you're just all alone in the world.
A lot of the workers left without letting us know. We didn't find out 1 or 2 weeks later, so if like the workers are going to leave, at least say goodbye. At the moment I've decided to stay in my placement until I finish school and everyone's really supportive of that.
I don't really see myself what I could be doing in the future. I've just learnt to take it as it comes and take it the opportunity when it arrives, and my plan is just to get a job and get myself working and just get up on my own 2 feet.
It's important for the kids in care to be involved in the decision making because what they do in their care experience reflects on what happens in their future.